Hello, I am Solara Jean. I'm teaching Pilates now here at VIDA, and I've got private appointments available in the studio with the equipment here. And then I'm also available for private sessions online. And then we've got this Zoom class that we'll be doing now. So today we're going to have 30 minutes just on the mat, and we're going to focus on some breathing because I think we could all use some good calming breaths, making some space in our body to continue the waiting process. We can all let our breath out. So you're just going to get yourself comfortable, laying on your back. You can have your knees bent and feet flat. You can have your legs out, relaxed, whatever feels more comfortable. And your arms can rest by your sides, or they can relax, hands on your belly, hands on your chest. Let's not have the hands back over the head, as that's going to encourage some arching. And I want us to just let the back of the body really open. So you can have eyes open or closed, whatever you prefer. Just take a few breaths. Don't worry about what they are like. They can be deep, shallow, whatever. Just breathe a few breaths. And then you can begin to notice, where is your breath moving? Is it happening in your belly or your chest? Are your ribs moving? Where is the breath primarily moving in your body? Where you feel it expanding as you inhale, and then where you feel it leaving when you exhale. And then the next couple of breaths you take, try to imagine that breath moving into your belly, down below, starting that breath in the belly, expanding up through the ribs, up to the chest, and then exhaling, emptying the chest, and then the ribs, and then the belly. Imagine your lungs like a glass of water, and it fills from the bottom up to the top. On your inhale, and then the exhale, it empties from the top down to the bottom. So let's just take a couple more breaths to imagine that path of the breath entering the belly. The belly can expand, the diaphragm can expand, ribs and chest expand. And then exhale, letting everything sink from the chest, down to the ribs, then the belly just falls in as the air falls out. Just one last breath of this awareness. Great. Now continue to feel the breath moving into the belly, and as you breathe out, let that belly sinking into your spine move you into a little curl, coccyx curl, which is the fancy Pilates name for the pelvic tilt. And pulling the belly in, curl my tail up. And then inhale as I'm down, and exhale to curl myself up. Inhale, finding my tailbone relaxed on the mat. And then exhale, deepening my belly to curl my tail towards the ceiling, pulling my belly towards my spine. And I want to let the bottoms of my feet press through the floor and let my belly sink back to my spine. And those are the two things helping me to create this movement. More than maybe squeezing my butt or trying to my thighs. I want to find a way to let that belly almost zip the pubic bone to the navel. And the legs only do a little. And then let your exhale carry you into a bigger curl. Move your spine up off of the mat. Exhale up. Inhale at the top, hold it. And exhale, roll yourself back down, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way back to that neutral place. This neutral place means my tailbone is down, my sacrum is also down. My lower back is not flat on the mat. There's a small amount of space in my lower back. I should be able to just kind of poke a finger back there. If I smash my lower back flat to the mat, it kind of pushes my hips forward. I've got a lot of compression. When I lie down, I can just let my lower back have the arch. That arch isn't bad, that arch is natural. So neutral means that arch is just relaxed and the tailbone's also relaxed. Not arching too much, but not arching too little. Right in the middle. So as I'm in that neutral, I want to inhale, filling that belly. Nice full breath. Exhale, I deepen the belly in, zip that pubic bone to the navel, and roll the vertebrae up. I want to roll up to a Pilates bridge, which is more of a tucked, rounded back. I don't want to go to an arch, more yoga bridge, more extending. I want to be lengthening the back of the body, strengthening my abs, and then my glutes and my legs, backs and my legs. And then I'm rolling it down, vertebrae by vertebrae. So the Pilates bridge is basically the opposite of the yoga bridge. Let's do just 2 more times. Exhale, feet push, belly pulls, make it sink into your spine. Leave your neck and shoulders relaxed. And vertebrae by vertebrae back down. Last one, reach your arms to the ceiling, let them float up. And as your hips begin to get higher out of the ground, try to let your shoulders sink deeper into the floor. And as you roll down, notice if your shoulders can sink into that socket. And keep the arms floating. Let's let our hips rest in neutral. Palms are going to turn to face each other. As you breathe in, reach your arms back behind your head, but keep your ribs down. Exhale will float your arms back up, bringing them back where they started. Let's do that a few times as that breath comes in. Imagine your shoulder blades sliding wide and they float up towards your ears a little bit. And when you float your fingers back up, you let your shoulder blades slide gently down. As our arm is going overhead, the shoulders need to lift up. You have to let the shoulders float out the back. And as the hands are coming back down towards our feet, the shoulders will go back down again. If I try to pull my shoulders down as I reach my arms overhead, I get really jammed, really tight. Don't be afraid of your shoulders floating up your back. That's what makes space for the arm to glide in the socket. When I bring my fingers back to the ceiling, then I can draw my shoulder blades down away from my ears. Gently. Just one last time. Feeling how the arm moves in the socket with freedom. You don't need to clench anything, because that doesn't help our joint have freedom of movement. Now the arms are going to keep reaching. Now if my legs are bent, you're going to straighten them out. If they're already straight, then you're already ready. Now I'm going to reach those arms back as I inhale. As I exhale, I'm going to try to round up from my head. I'm going to see how far can I go. Maybe I can only go this far. And if that's the case, I'm going to roll right back down. Let's try again. Inhale, arms go back. Exhale, the arms go up and my head follows. Maybe I can curl myself all the way up. if I can, I want to continue to round from my head, round forward. I'm trying to pull my belly back and curve my spine, which is very different than trying to get my chest onto my legs. Now I've flattened my back. Continue to move your belly in and curl your spine around your belly. Inhale in your stretch. Exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, back down. So we're rolling through that articulation of the spine, just like we did with our feet on the mat, but now we're going to have our legs to help us. Our arms can help, and our abs can help, but we're breathing out. Pulling the belly in, curling. Inhale as you stretch forward, exhale, roll it in. We're only going to do 2 more. And really don't worry about if you can't make it all the way up. If you exhale and you roll and you only get to about here and then you're just feeling like that's as far as you got today, that's fine. Keep pulling the belly in, keep stretching, and then you just vertebrae by vertebrae, track your spine back down. Last time, exhale. If you can reach your arms and your legs out and pull your belly in, it can give you a sense of 2 directions reaching away from each other to give your movement some sense of support and control. Now let those arms reach back over your head. Reach your hands back, reach your feet. Let's stretch everything as long as it will go. And then inhale, reach the right foot down, the right arm up. And then other side, reach on the inhale. Exhale through the middle. Inhale, reach. And then exhale. And then try exhale on the reach. Inhale through the middle, exhale, reach. And then see which one you like better. Just do 1 more each side, breathing how you like it. Great. Now I'm going to put my feet a bit wider than my hips. I'm going to reach my body into a little bit of side bend. I'm bending toward my right side. And then I'm going to let my left foot cross over my right foot. My right hand is going to grab my left wrist and very gently pull. I'm opening up my left side, trying to stretch that space between my waist and my ribcage, and the space between each rib. And then I'll uncross my foot. I'll sweep my body back through the rib and sweep it to the other side. Now my right foot crosses over my left hand grabs my right wrist. Now if pulling on your shoulder or your wrist doesn't feel good, then just don't do it. You can just reach that side actively. Or your arm can help you if that feels nice. And then uncross your foot, bring your body back. Now we're going to roll onto our stomach and move our upper back into extension. So we tend to round and curve over all the time. Most of our life is curving forward. So this is some extending backward. So you're going to let your face be resting down. As I breathe out, I reach the top of my head forward, trying to arch my upper back out of the floor. I don't want to lift my chin too much and close the back of my neck up tight. I also don't want to lift so high that my lower back takes over. I want to try to bend up around my bra line, between my shoulder blades, if you don't wear a bra. In that shoulder blade area, we want to make that arch the opposite way of when you're sitting, computerizing, or texting, or driving your car. Rather than rounding, we're making it arch. And then as we come down, take a moment, inhale. Exhale, feel like you lift your belly into your spine up out of the ground. So as you lift your chest up, your belly's also connecting to give your low back some support. And you can let your legs reach and float up off the ground. Don't lift your legs so high your lower back is doing all of the work. We want our upper back to find that movement. And then take just one more time. Use your exhale to draw the belly into the spine and reach your chest forward and upward. Don't make the movement so big that it's hurting. But you're going to challenge that place of your upper back to get movement and bendability. And now you're going to let your back have a stretch and a rest. So you have two choices. You can either round yourself into a child's pose, and then if you don't like that option, flip onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. And what the point of this is to round our back. We were arching our back to strengthen it, but now we want to round it again to stretch it. And then go ahead, however you are, if you're in your child's pose, you're going to sit up. If you're laying on your back, you're going to sit up. Best way to sit up is to go to your side. Use your hands. And then your neck is lifting you up. So now I'm going to put my legs in this strange position. One leg is in front, like Indian style, crisscross applesauce is what they call it now. The other one is kind of in that same shape, but pointing back behind me. So the foot that's in front, that arm is going to reach out. The other hand is going to just rest on the floor next to me, and I'm going to open up my side. And again, I'm going to try to breathe into the side of my lung, side of my rib cage. And again, I'm reaching that arm up overhead, so the shoulder needs to go up. I don't want to try to hold that shoulder down while I'm reaching up and over. It will feel terrible because the shoulder doesn't work that way. I want to let it reach up to open my side, my armpit, my waist, my ribs. And now I'm going to switch my legs around. Now, if having your legs like this is very uncomfortable, you can just do regular crisscross applesauce. You won't get quite as much of the stretch, but you will still get enough of the stretch. And you don't need to hurt your hips or your knees in order to stretch your side. I'm going to go back, and we're going to take the left side or the right. Doesn't matter. You just need to do both. That shoulder goes up my back to give me the mobility to reach up and bend over. And I'm trying to direct my breath into my ribs, into the side of my lung. We tend to think of our lungs as being the front, but they're really much more inside and back. And then come. Great. Now we're going to sit. And we want to have a bent knee and a foot that's rooted on the ground. You don't want your feet so close to you that you feel crunched up. And if they're too far away, they're not going to help you. So you're going to find that happy medium where you feel like your feet are rooted down. They're not too close, they're not too far. If you have to adjust them as you go to figure out the best place, you're free to adjust them. So we're going to give ourselves some help. I'm holding the front of my shin. You can also hold the back of your thigh. You're going to be able to figure out which one you like better. You can try them both. And this is going to be an abdominal exercise and just a stretch for that back of the bum, that lower back, middle back, behind our low ribs. So what I want to have happen is that coccyx curl that we began with, curling my tail, zipping my belly, rolling back as far as my arms will let me go. My arms are only there to help my abs. Use my abs. Let my arms give me a little help if they need it. Coming back up tall. And again, move my tail. Breathing out. Rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. Just as far as my arms can take me. If I find I want to go further, grabbing the back of my thigh will give me a longer leash to go down. Inhale, exhale. My arms want to help me a little. Don't let them do too much that your shoulders go somewhere, leaving the rest of the body. Let everything stay stacked up. So I'm curling my tail. My head and my shoulders are still stacked up. I don't need to shove them forward. I don't need to throw them back. They just kind of go for a ride of the movement of my lower back. Let's take one more time. If you feel like you want more challenge, what you'll do is you'll reach your arms out and not have any help from your arms. Holding your legs. Going maybe to the brow line. But again, you're going as far as you go. We want to get the strength, but we also want to get the stretch. If I try to go too far back, that my back can't be stretching and I start arching, it's going to feel really awful, really uncomfortable. This is why we're having those arms to help us, so I can get the stretch in the back of the body and the strength in the front. But I'm not sacrificing that stretch that I can create by rounding my back. Now, I'm going to do a massage of sorts. It might not feel like a massage today. If it's a new exercise, people either love this one or hate it. It's called rolling like a ball because we're going to try to keep a curved spine. So I want to curl my tail and I want to curl my head and shoulders. And I'm just trying to imagine my spine being as much of a perfect circle as possible. Now I'm floating my legs up, pulling that belly in. I don't want to be on my sit bones or my tailbone. I want to be curling back on my sacrum toward my lower back, and then I'm going to rock. Inhale, exhale. The challenge is to keep your shape kind of frozen, like you're a little roly-poly bob that someone's poked you. Wouldn't we all like to curl up in a ball until it's all over? And here's your chance. Curl and breathe. Inhale, exhale, deep in that belly. Try to keep your feet from kicking. Don't let your head look anywhere other than your belly. 2 more, rolling like a ball and breathing. Breathing, breathing. And then open the knees, put the soles of the feet together. Just let yourself curve forward, gently, gently. This is going to stretch out your upper back maybe, but probably more your hips and your glutes. Just have a moment of curving. And imagining the top of the head trying to point down into the feet, rather than trying to press your chest onto the mat. You're curving your chest and trying to get the top of the head down to the floor. And then let's take one more stretch for those glutes. Back on your back, one ankle crosses over the other knee. Reach through and grab the back of the thigh, and then just have a couple of breaths here. I'm holding the leg that's not stretching. And that leg that's stretching is just relaxed there. I don't want to hold that knee and tighten it somewhere. I just let it flop where it flops so it can stretch. And often I'll find I'm falling into the side that's stretching. that makes less stretch. If you want to find a little more stretch, rock your body's weight into the hip of the leg you're holding on to. More weight in that side than the leg that's stretching, and then you'll find more stretch. And then trade sides. Put your ankle over her knee. Don't expect your two hips to be symmetrical. One might be much tighter than the other, and that's fine and normal. You don't need to make them match. You just want to stretch each side accordingly. If you feel like you can rock that weight into the leg you're holding on to get more stretch inside that's crossing across. Go ahead. Couple more breaths. And then uncross. And let's go back. Knees bent or legs straight, whatever is more comfortable for you right now. And let's reach those arms back up to the ceiling, and we're going to move the shoulders. So I'm going to let one hand reach up to the ceiling. The shoulder blade will widen on the back, and then I flop the shoulder back down. The arm slides out of the socket, shoulder blade slides wide on the back, and then I release. And I just want to reach and drop, alternating. I don't want to reach so far that I feel my neck gets involved. My collarbones and my arm in my socket and my shoulder blade, those guys are all involved. The neck doesn't really do much. Reach and drop, and reach and drop. Now let your arms come back down and just take a moment. Try to feel your chest wide and heavy, just into the mat. Take a moment to see if you can let your shoulders release their own weight into gravity a little more. Imagine them both just dropping down like they did from that reach and release exercise. Keep that feeling of heaviness in the shoulders. We're going to sit up. And you can sit however is comfortable for you, crossing your legs, whatever you need to do. And just let your hands relax into your lap, wherever is comfortable, and just lift the shoulders up. And drop them down. And as they're lifting up, they're going to hunch forward. So don't try to have good posture while you do this. Holding your shoulders in a special place is going to be tension. We want to release tension. Shrug them up as high as you can shrug them, and then just let it go. Try inhaling as you shrug up, 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 up. Exhale, drop. And one more. Great. Now just one last brief moment to give our neck a little gentle stretch. Very easy. Let your right ear fall towards your right shoulder. Just briefly. And then come back to the middle. Left ear to left shoulder. And returning. With stress and anxiety, our neck and shoulders can get quite tight. So if you're finding that your neck needs a little love, you can just super easy. You know, sometimes they'll tell you like, reach your head over and then put your hand up there and pull. I would advise maybe not. Don't pull on your neck because the weight of your head is really enough to create a really lovely stretch on that side. And then really lift up one last time, up, 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 up. And then let those shoulders drop. All right, so that was some good work around breathing, moving the spine. I will see you next time. And if you'd like to schedule your free introductory session, which every member of VIDA gets a free session, should have said that in the beginning, but yeah, you can get a free session either in the studio or online, whatever you prefer. Just get in touch with me. You can reach me in the Slack channel. All right, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.